Hello, doing a test here of the dual Xeon X5675 workstation system with GTX 970, and we're playing Fortnite on testing first on epic settings 1080p. So yeah, right now we are recording and playing, and this computer has a total of 12 cores and 24 threads, which makes it a really good workstation. Just keep an eye on the FPS in the top right hand corner if you'd like. Then what I will do is I'll play a bit here on epic settings, and then what I'll do is I'll load a game in on the lower settings as well. What the? Gee, that's loud. So right now we're just below 60 FPS. Oh no, now we're above 60 FPS. We're in a busier area here, so should give you an idea of what you can expect when it does get busier. But at all times, it's always going to be very smooth. You're never going to experience any lockups or freezes or lag or the game will crash. Like, that should never happen. Well, from my experience, it's never happened to me, so it's always been really smooth. Even though you can get into a busier area where the FPS may go down a little bit on epic settings, it'll still come back up. Like, well, yeah, we'll come back up after, but it's not gonna freeze on you. So here, right now, what we'll do is we'll test switching to different settings here. So right now we're on epic, facing that way, getting about 78. What we can do is leave epic view distance, put everything else on low or off. See what we'll get here. These Xeon processors are not the greatest in terms of single core performance, but they are really good in terms of how many cores they have in threads. Like an i5, like any modern i5 will definitely be better than this in gaming, but in terms of like multi-core workloads and stuff, this will give you a lot more flexibility. Yes, right now we're in tilted towers and the FPS is actually very respectable. We're going anywhere from 90 to 100. Then if we leave this area, it can go probably up to about 200. And right now we're playing on low settings, 1080p. Just check the settings. Yeah, so the frames are not capped, so if you can go higher, it'll go higher. But as you can see, like, it's not so much a limitation on the GPU, it's more the single core performance of the CPU and the clock speed, because these Xeons, like, when you're playing a game, they'll generally turbo and stay at about 3.3, 3.2 gigahertz, which isn't too high, but it's still very respectable if you want to do some gaming and stuff. Whoa, okay. Alrighty then. That was really fun. But yeah, right now, it's like the FPS isn't even that high. It's close to 100, but it's, yeah, right now we're at 100, but these are in the busier areas. If we drop somewhere where obviously it isn't as busy, you will get much higher FPS. But that's why I'm testing it in tilted towers at the moment, just because, like, you want to, I don't want to say worst case scenario, but you want to see what'll happen once it does get busier. Let me swap. So now we're at about 120 FPS. You can always adjust the settings, of course. It's like if you want more details, then you can mess with that, because right now we're at about 50% GPU utilization, because everything's on low except the view distance. So yeah, now it's at 50, and then if you want, you can always adjust it. But yeah. Yep, we're going 120, and then we're 130 over here. So it is very, very good for gaming. GTX 970, so even though it's a couple years old now, it still offers a really good gaming performance or experience. This is on all low settings, except obviously epic view distance. And resolution is in 1080p. Looked like he lagged there for me. Alright, now let's watch the FPS here because we'll be dropping. So right now, you can see we're CPU bound. Not so much on the multi-core, but as I said earlier, the single core performance. So we're turboed up at about 3.2 gigahertz right now. Which is actually really respectable. So we're above 60 FPS all the time, so it's always very playable. Yeah, see, even in that kind of busy situation, it'll still stay like 60, 70, and even 80 FPS. Yeah, right now 100 FPS, so it offers a really good Fortnite gaming experience. I'll just finish this, and then if you have any questions as well, just send me a message, and then you can also test the game on different settings if you have a custom setting you'd like tested. But this should give you an idea by testing both epic and on low what you could expect. But yeah. We can also test here in the busy area what epic settings would give us in terms of FPS. Because it might go down below, I think it might go down below 60 if it's super busy like this, yeah. But it's still very smooth. Yeah, it's buttery smooth. This is still buttery smooth. We're at 60 FPS on epic settings. And on epic settings, details are actually really nice. Alright, well, as I said again, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll do my best to answer them. This is, again, running on a dual Xeon, a T5500 Dell Precision workstation. The Xeons are X5675s with a base clock of 3 GHz, and they'll turbo up to about 3.3 GHz. Yeah. If you have any questions, as I said, of course, let me know. Thanks.